Welcome to United Real Therapy, people. And looks like tonight we need some therapy. It looks like we need some therapy. What can we say, people? What can we say about that? It's a very, very, very tough thing to say. What can you say about that? Penalties are like evil, innit? Very evil. But I've got to give it up for Sancho. I've got to give it up for Maguire. I've got to give it for Rashford. All Man United players who stepped up. And I got to give it up for Saka. It's heartening. It's not easy. It's really definitely disheartening. But we all know, people. Most of you know. Those of you who know, right? Those of you know that most of you that know that now we've got to get behind Sancho. We've got to get behind Rashford. And Arsenal supporters, they need to get behind Saka, because we all know the racists are going to come for the black players. One mixed heritage player and two black players. That's what they're going to come for. That's what they're going to come for, people. So you already know what your job is. If you're a Man United player, you know your job. Sorry, Man United supporter, you know your job is to protect and back Sancho and to back Rashford, right? You got to do that. You have to do that. We're going to have a call-in anyway. I'll turn this into a call-in and get people on in a minute. So just bear with me. But it's a very, very disheartening. It's a horrible way to lose. Really horrible way to lose. It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking way to lose penalties. But England give it a go. We've got to be proud of them young players for stepping up. For me, Jack Grealish, where were you, man? How come you didn't step up? That's what I'm saying about Jack Grealish. He's one of the most, he's experienced. He's a young player as well, but he's quite experienced. But why didn't he step up and take one? So yeah, it is a very, very, very difficult thing to talk about now. Everybody's shocked. Everybody's disheartened. Everybody's just like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, it is very, very horrible way to lose a penalty, to lose on penalties. But I thought England played well. I thought Italy played well. By far the best two teams. And at the end of the day, it took penalties to separate them. And I thought it was a good game. I thought England started off fantastic. Yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to watch the penalties. But people, I'm kind of almost deflated and lost for words. England is crap. I don't know about that. England's crap. Yeah, it's definitely going to Rome. We did say that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you for being proud. Robert Smith says, "Yo, congratulations to Italy. We've got to do that. We've got to do that. We've got to congratulate 2 penalty shootout losses in 2 months for us United England fans. Yeah, it is painful. It is painful, man. It is painful. I said about England losing more than Chelsea winning the champion. I guess Schmeichel was right after all. Has it ever come home? Oh, Tim Vick. Wow, so many people who are against England in here. Wow, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. The show's never cancelled, Tim Vick. The show is never cancelled. It's just that penalties I was watching and I had to get here. So the show is never cancelled. Remember that. The show is never cancelled. So people want to come up. People want to come on, they can come on. Jump on, people, man. They can jump on. I'm deviled. I'm deviled for Saka. I'm deviled for Rashford. I'm deviled for Sancho. I'm proud of Pickford. I thought he was brilliant. Yeah, definitely, man. Yo, what are you talking about, Eric Costello, man? We're coming on here, man. We don't hide. We do not hide around here, rude boy. Football is like that. People can lose. I'm devastated for those 3 young players. And I want to say to Arsenal supporters as well, you've got to protect Saka, because the bravery to say, I want to take one, and I'm going up there to take one, that to me, lot of heart. No shame. Absolutely no shame in missing penalties. Absolutely no shame, right? Going up there, volunteering, say, I'm going to go and take one, says a lot for me. Says a lot. Absolutely says a lot for me. So big up to everybody who stepped up. Yeah. Big up to everybody who stepped up. But penalties are like a lottery. Penalties are lottery, people. Penalties are a lottery. And that's what happens. Nah, it's not that good, Giddy. Listen, it's not about that, Stephen Mazza. I don't think it's that. I genuinely don't think it's that. I think it was unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Penalties are lottery, people. We all know that. We all know that. Penalties are a lottery. And we congratulate Italy on a fantastic tournament and winning the trophy. But two are there. I mean, when Janino's missing one, are you surprised that what's his name? Saka missed one, Rashford hit the post, and Sancho had his saved? Nah, mate. Nah. Yeah, commiserations to England fans. Yeah, big love to England fans. Big love. Big love. It's been a really tough year in England, people. We've got the highest death rate, among Europe in terms of COVID. It's been a really difficult time for a lot of people in this country, and with the Brexit and then the COVID and everything. So you know what, the England team, this young England team's brought everybody together and had the nation singing and bouncing and forgetting about things. You know, a lot of people lost their jobs because of COVID. You know what I mean? So to me, a big up the England players, big up Southgate. Is unlucky. It is luck. You need luck. In football, in penalties, is a lottery. It's no science to it. There's no really defined science to it. It's in that moment who is stepping up and gonna do it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, man. I've already put the tweet out. That guy, Red Devil, those of you who follow me, I already put the tweet out before I got on the stream. I already put the tweet out. I already tweeted it out and said, we need to protect. Yeah. You know what I mean? We have to get behind them. We have to back them. We have to back them. I put the tweet out. I said it already. I put the tweet out already. I said, message to Man United supporters. We have to protect Rashford, Sancho. Arsenal supporters, you have to do the same for Saka, because the vile racists will blame them, and we know it. I said that. The tweet is there. The tweet is there, people. The tweet is there, right? I tweeted it out, right? I already know what's happening. I've been in this. I know what's happening. I know what's happening. England, those young players, absolute brave hearts, stepping up to take it. Ain't no shame in missing penalties. It's about that moment. It's about that moment and how confident you feel. And if the goalkeeper makes saves. And he saved 2. You know, Pickford saved 2. So, and Marcus Rashford hit the post. That happens, people. That happens. There ain't nobody hiding here. Ain't no show cancelled. Ain't no show cancelled. Get this into your head, people. The show is not cancelled, right? Yeah, man. Of course. Of course they are. Look, I'm getting messages. Everybody's saying the races are going to come. The races are going to come. It's love, man. Love. It's love. Listen. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. I'm devastated for them. Yeah, I'm devastated for Saka. I'm devastated for Rashford and Sancho. But we've got to back them. We have to back those players. Back the players. Loose draw. We're all in. Yes, of course we are. That's what I'm talking about, Tom. Let's have a phone in, man. Let me get the link in here. Let's have a phone in, because we need some rationale here. We need some calm heads, and we all know what's coming. The vile racists are going to be out on the socials, and they're going to blame them. They're going to blame those 3 young black players, and they're going to say, oh, it's them. It's those who did it. So we need to not have that. We need to not have that, and we need to show some love to them, 100%. We need to show some love to them. We need to show some love to them. Tom, tell me, listen, how are you feeling? Penalties are a lottery, bro. I'm older than you. I've seen a lot of penalty shootouts. Penalties are absolutely a lottery, and you got to be proud of the players. You got to be proud of those young 100%, players. 100%. You got to be proud for them to stop it, stepping up. 100%. You got to be proud of them. We got to be proud of all of them, and we got to also congratulate Italy, because that's what happens. You know what I mean? We got to congratulate Italy, and we got to big Italy up as well. So go on, Tom. You first.
First and foremost, respect anybody. I don't care if whatever ethnicity, religion, or whatever. We fight racism together, and we stand against it. First and foremost, because it's going to come. Everybody knows it's going to come. Yeah, sort of things like this haunts careers. This mentally, psychologically, this ruins people. So first and foremost, respect. But one thing I will take as a positive out of it: respect to the lads who actually stood up there and had the balls to do it.
Exactly.
Because there's players on there that have played in Champions League finals, bigger occasions. I didn't have the balls to step up and do it.
Exactly.
18-year-old kids, Euros final. Every person in Europe is watching this game tonight. Every person in Europe is watching it. All over the world, probably even.
Yeah.
And to have the balls to do it, regardless if you miss or score.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Overall,
it's a lottery. It's a complete lottery. It's a lottery.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah, it's a lottery. Yeah. So big up to Sancho. Big up to Rashford. Big up to Saka. And if any Arsenal fans are listening as well, you've got to protect Saka. You've got to get behind him. He's 18 years old. You've got to get behind him. And he will be a lot better player for this. A lot better player. So, right, Mo, talk to me. How was that penalty shootout?
You know what? It's a lottery. Penalty is a lottery. You win, you lose. Simple as that. I mean, that's it. You lost. You move on. But I'm worried about. I'm worried about Sancho. I'm worried about Rashford, and I'm worried about Saka. I know what's coming for them, and they need to be protected. I know, and also with me being a United fan, I know Rashford's been through a lot lately with the racism, and again, he's going to get it.
Social media companies take notice. That's all I'm going to say. Take notice now.
They need to be protected. This is ridiculous. It's not about football.
By the way, just to let you know, Saka's already deactivated his account.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, good.
That's good. Abdullah, come on in, bro. Talk to us.
I honestly, the blame will have to go to Southgate. You've set up those players for practically racial abuse, suicide, by putting them on the penalties.
But they want to take it, bro. It's sport.
Yeah, I know, but they're young. They're young and inexperienced, and you're taking them in, out, no consistency. And you're giving them just the cold shoulder and the cold feet. So that's not really fair, and just setting them up for abuse. So he knows. He knows.
But
and
Abdullah, honestly, I don't think about
it. It's not fair.
No, I understand. Listen, let me just make my point. I understand where you're coming from. Because there are players more experienced than Saka, let's say, right? There are players more experienced, but experienced players missed as well. Barotti is the penalty taker for his team Torino. Jorginho is one of the best penalty takers in the world. He missed. So it's a lottery, regardless. To me, what I love about Saka and Sancho and Rashford is that they were like, we're doing this. We're going to go and try to do Euros. And that, to me, there's no shame in that. There's absolutely no shame in that. There's absolutely no shame in that. But guys, I've turned this into a call-in. But go on, Abdullah, make your point because there's a lot more people who want to jump on as well. But
I think as well the formation and it's just why are you playing five at the back? For me, five at the back just gives them an easier chance. And the moment it was going to go to penalties, I had no faith, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course.
The moment it was going to go to penalties, put your penalty kick takers on there. Don't play the players that you don't really have much experience on penalties. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah. Listen, big hugs, brother. Thank you for coming on.
No worries. Have a nice day. Look after yourselves, guys.
Yeah, bro. You know what? Come on. Definitely come on again, bro, when we had the phone in. Okay? Love, brother. Love. Right. Okay. Malcolm, go. Have your say. Let's hear what you got to say, bro. What did you think about the game?
Well, honestly, I thought it was overall, I thought it was a good game. Very intense. I think when it got to extra time, I saw a lot of fans getting a lot nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just all they're waiting for is just that moment, that one moment for it to change the game. So yeah, honestly, as much as people would say that they didn't want England to win and stuff. You have to give credit to them for getting really really far.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
a
Getting to the
legend,
final, of course.
because a lot of people were doubting them to to even get through the last 16.
Yeah, of course.
They beat them, they beat Ukraine, and they got to the finals. So I feel like I feel like there's not really a lot of shame to losing to Italy, because Italy are a very good team, and they have like a very good they have a lot of quality in that squad. So um honestly, commiserations to England fans, and listen, Saeed, KG, Robbie, Flex, all the guys I follow on YouTube. Listen, I'm here for you guys.
Yeah, man.
The therapy is all here.
Therapy's all here. Thank you so much, Malcolm.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for ringing in, Malcolm. Ring again, bro. Okay, love,
Yeah, man.
love. Right, Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, brother, thank you for showing the courage, and standing up for the players. So first I want to say, the Italy won before even the game started. Once I have seen that lineup, so I knew that Southgate was praying to have, one set piece, or so he wasn't there to play, like an entertaining game.
Yeah.
And the difference was Mancini. Mancini, he had players. England has, like a good young prospective players, but the coach is, he has inferiority, so he doesn't want to give opportunity to the players. And I thought maybe he brought those two players to playing them. So I think maybe it was just set up, because how are you gonna expect to bring players like for penalty shootout, and those are the players that would have decided that game.
Yeah, well, you know what? To me, I think teams have done that before. To me, I give enough love to them and respect to them. I just think in the second half, and as far as the game is concerned, England sat back too much. And in the first 15 minutes, England pressed high and went, and the win back. England shocked Italy with that tactics. And Italy didn't know the ball was going out wide, and they were Luke Shaw was passing to Trippier. Trippier was passing to Luke Shaw. But the second half, as soon as it started, they should have changed it. They should have changed it and met Italy up, press Italy up the pitch. But they sat back, and the longer you set back and the other team has ball, the more tired you get. If any of you follow me on Twitter, I was saying it, England need to get out. England need to get up the pitch, because they're gonna take the ball in midfield, and as soon as they do that, they're gonna do that. But one of the most fascinating tactics was taking off a striker and then going false nine. The false nine, the two England centre halves couldn't mark anybody, and all three of the players, like inverted wing, they were all coming off, and Insigne, they were all coming off Maguire and Stones, and Maguire and Stones weren't following them because they didn't want to be dragged out and a quick 1-2 to be played around them. So I thought that was very interesting.
But Italy have Italy have a good attacking players that can hold the ball and move out, and they have skills attacking players. What they do is, and they also have a good midfielder that can carry the ball. So they don't play like the traditional Italy, the way they used to play before. So they don't have that tall strikers that like Luca Toni, or the players that used to score header. So one thing that the tactics that they are using is they are taking the ball to the third part of the game, part of the field, and they want to use that, like a low hard 45 ball to score the goal. But Southgate came to this game, to play the penalty. Let's be honest. And
you know what? I think England needed a second goal in the first half. I genuinely think that Italy needed that goal in the second half. The one goal was never going to do it. I said that. One goal is never going to do it. But Adam, I really, really appreciate you calling in, bro. Please call me again, okay?
Thank you for being outspoken, and standing up for the players, especially for African American. I mean, like I'm from America, so we have like African American, but in general we have African players. So whenever there's something bad happens, so they have been scapegoated. And Harry Kane was like invisible today.
No, in the first half he had a fantastic first half. The second half he got tired. He got really tired. He got tired. But thank you for coming. Please call in again, okay, Adam? Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
Big up.
Big up. We got Rachel. Rocco, I'll let you in a minute. Spare with us, please, bro. Rachel, you know what's going to happen. I know you watched the game. I know you probably seen it similar to me in that England sat back in the second half trying to hold the lead, which was never going to happen because Italy were going to get one chance and take it. But Sacco, you love Sacco. You're a Man United supporter, but you have your heart wells for Sacco. And tonight he's missed a penalty, but he was so brave to get up there and take a penalty while others were not doing that. I already put the tweet out there, and you know and I know that the vile races are out there. But I want to talk to you about that bit. What do you think?
What about the game itself or the racial stuff?
Both, please.
Okay, I'll start with the game. I thought England played well in the first half, and I think that Southgate actually got his tactics spot on in the first half.
Exactly.
Even though some people disagree with the whole Mount thing, I think his energy, even though he was lacking in the final third, he wasn't actually that great today. One thing he gives you is that energy to try and shut down Italy's midfield, and they did do that. England pressed very, very well in the midfield, and they didn't give Jorginho and like Verratti much time on the ball. So they did really, really well there. And I thought Kane was really good when he dropped in. You know, he held the ball up really well. He was winning fouls. He was linking up the play really well. I think Southgate actually made a mistake in the second half when he changed the formation to a 4-2-3-1 because I felt like he was trying to. It looked like he was trying to get more control of the game, but it backfired because they just don't have the midfielders to compete on that level, and it forced them back. And they shouldn't have done that.
Listen, they do have Bellingham, but he doesn't trust Bellingham. I think Bellingham.
The thing is, Nuruddin, Bellingham isn't the best of passers. He's very good at dribbling. He's a very good dribbler, but in terms of passing and keeping the ball, doesn't compare to the Italy midfield. So I think him doing that was really bad, and his substitutions were bad. They were very late.
Yeah.
And
shocking.
Yeah, they were bad. I'm not gonna lie, they were bad, but
worse than others.
I think. Yeah, I think it started well. I think it started well for England. I think they were excellent, and in the first 20 minutes, especially, they were excellent. This racism thing, though, Nuruddin, I swear, like as soon as Rashford missed the penalty, I knew it was coming, and then for Sancho and Saka to miss as well, I was devastated for them. I actually said, like, when Rashford missed, I was like, you know what, I'm going to be an England supporter. I don't support England, but I'm going to support England. I hope they win this because I know exactly what's going to come.
Yeah.
And I've already seen it on Twitter. I'm disgusted with it. It's just constant. Saka's getting abused on Instagram, on Twitter. Rashford, Sancho. It's unacceptable. It really, really is. And I'm just tired of it, if I'm honest with you. Absolutely tired of it. And Saka, he's 19 years old. He's still a baby. He has no facial hair. And they're treating him like this. Like he should never have taken it. Like I get why Rashford would take it. Rashford's been in high pressure situations before. He has experience in that situation. Sancho as well has played at a high level consistently for the last few years. But this is Saka's first big major tournament. And I cannot believe that he would take it. Now, I don't know whose decision it was. I don't know if it was Southgate's. I don't know if it was Saka's or whatever. But I tell you something, there were players on that pitch who could have taken it before Saka.
Yeah.
Right? Jack Grealish is one of the senior players. Raheem Sterling. I think Raheem Sterling. I know he's not the best at penalties. I know Man City curse and all that, but he is still a senior player, and he should be taking it.
Look at Stones
and John Stones as well. I thought John Stones would take the penalty. I didn't think Maguire was. I was really surprised at Maguire.
And he put it top goal. He took the best penalty, by the way.
Where was Sterling?
That's what I'm saying. Kane and Grealish. I mean, sorry,
because Sterling misses a lot. You know, for City. He's missed so many.
I get that, but you don't put a 19-year-old kid in that position. You don't do it. You can't put a 19-year-old kid.
But this is the thing, though. If he volunteered and he's been taking them in training and he's confident, do you know what? Big up to Saka.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
big up to Saka completely because he's brave enough to take it. Same with Sancho, because he's still young, even though he's an experienced one, but he's still young. So big up to both of them, and I'm just devastated for all three of them, to be honest with you. Yeah. I knew it was coming, especially Rashford, with everything that was released in the last week about him being the second most abused player on social media.
Yeah,
you just know what he's going to get, and I'm so sick of it.
The thing with Rashford is he's not even been part of this tournament, and he's not even played in the tournament, and then you put him in that position, and it had to be him, and now he's gonna get scapegoated because he plays for Man United, and all that racial thing. And to be honest, I'm being seen on Twitter. A lot of people are getting attacked.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting attacked outside the stadium. Some people are getting their heads kicked in. Well, this is man. This is scary, man.
Oh yeah. You know what else as well? Yeah, I'm sick to death of this Mike Luhg guy as well. The first thing he did as soon as England lost was like when he started to slander Maguire and Shaw, who had excellent tournaments. Right?
Yeah.
There are players, and he started cussing them. He's a dick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm using this language, but he's an absolute asshole. I can't stand him.
Listen, Tatel, who's that guy, Rachel?
I'll send you his tweet. I'll send it to you. He's disgusting. He's not a Man United fan.
If anybody's abusing players, he's a muppet. Rocco, tell us, what did you think about the game tonight?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
How are you guys doing today? Yeah?
Not good, mate. But
not good now, yeah.
Right.
First, I thought it was a great game to watch. I was neutral, so I'm from the United States, so I was a neutral. Like I just wanted to see a good game. I thought it was a great game. But at first I thought Grealish came on too late, because when he came on, like all his teammates had dead legs. Like they weren't like making runs or anything, and they also couldn't get like the ball, so they couldn't do anything. So, and like Sterling, like the last game when they went to extra time, you saw Sterling in extra time busting. Like he still had a lot of stamina, but this time Sterling, he was like dead. Like he had dead legs, like he couldn't move. Like I felt like he wasn't making any runs or anything. And so but once it went to penalties, I knew that Italy had the advantage, because Donnarumma's like a 6'5" monster. Like there's no way he's not gonna make a couple of saves.
This is it.
Yeah.
And you know, when a player walks up, he's gonna look like a massive giant because of the height of him. I don't know, it's 6'5" or 6'6", whatever it is. He's gonna look big. Because of his reach as well. I've got quite a long reach. But honestly, my friends try sometimes. I'm not even that good of a keeper, but my friends always go, wow, when you go in there for penalties, when we used to mess about, wow, you look big. You know what I mean? Even like, especially five-a-side, like five-a-side goals, I look huge.
Can we all agree that Donnarumma is going to be one of the top keepers in the world?
Of course.
Everybody can agree for that.
Yeah. Even let him go for free.
Yeah.
Respect to him with the age. He's only still a young chuffing goalkeeper.
Of course.
You know what? If you're talking about keepers, you got to big up Jordan Pickford, man.
Pickford tonight, brilliant.
He made a couple of saves. He did everything he could.
Any other night, he would have had a medal. Right? He would have had a medal.
Exactly.
I love Pickford. He's a madman.
Exactly. And you know what, guys? There's 90 of you in here, or nearly 100 of you in here. Please like, share, subscribe. This is the real therapy. This is where we break things down. This is where we break things down, people. Because
one thing about the game, the best of the best in these kind of games always turn up. For me, Raheem Sterling didn't turn up today. He's had a good tournament, but he just didn't turn up today. And I would have taken him off for Sancho.
No, you know the funniest thing, because they played him, he's not effective from the right wing. He's not effective. Yes. And they played him, as soon as he went to the left, he came so active. By that time, England made a change in extra time and brought Grealish on, and Grealish is more effective on the left-hand side because he likes to come in on his right foot. But I think they should have gone Grealish next to Kane and played it that way and kept that side, Sterling that side, because Sterling would have got more joy. He's better coming off on the left-hand side. And when he got that, he got into the game a bit more. But at the end of the day, listen, guys, we're talking about experienced Chiellini and Bonucci. We're talking about Italy team, who are a fantastic team. They've been the best team of the tournament. Let's get it right. And we've got to congratulate them tonight. We've got to congratulate them. And we've got to congratulate this young England team for pushing them into penalties. That is a fact. Because when majority of us thought about this game, deep down, we thought about how can England beat them? We said, if Italy turn up, proper Italy turn up, Italy will probably going to win. And you know what? 8 times out of 10, Italy wins. But the way England started, it's just for me in the second half, the tactics needed to be changed slightly, where even he could have kept the wing backs, right? But they would have helped more in midfield to get hold of the ball in midfield, because Italy got hold of the ball in midfield. And the most interesting thing, I've never seen this, right? A manager take up a striker, central striker, and play with three inverted wingers and another striker just on hold. That confused England because Italy then weren't willing to connect because all 3 or 4 of them all came off the defenders and started to connect the ball with the midfield, with Jorginho, with Verratti. They started to connect the ball. Soon as they did that, England just sat back and you can't get out. You needed to get out. How even in the first half, I think it was Walker whacking the ball. I'm like, there's a whole 45 minutes to go. You need to be composed on the ball. And England don't have that. And Rachel absolutely is right on the money. England do not have a midfielder who's like a Jorginho, who's cultured, who can dictate the game, who can give it, get like Scholes. To me today, prime Scholes, England would have won that game. I'm telling you now, if Scholes would have played where Phillips played today, or Scholes would have get it back, give it. Like exactly the same thing, and would have frustrated the Italians. That's what would have happened. But Irfan, welcome.
Yes. Huh?
How did you see the game? And then what do you think about the pending racism that's going to be directed at Saka? I don't know if you've seen my tweet, but Saka and Rashford
and Sancho, yeah. I mean, look, just about the game first, I mean, like I said, me personally, it was exciting because the goal came in so early. So basically, we had a game on straight away. Italy took a lot of time to compose themselves, to really sort of, because they were in shock. And you know, it was very sloppy sort of in many ways. They were build-up play and they just kept giving the ball away. So I just felt they were too eager, too anxious, right? But I could see straight away the fact that England just sat back and just started to take up acres and acres, just pressure coming at you all the time. And I didn't understand, like, you know, is Southgate just hoping the 1-0 is going to do the job? I didn't get that. So I was watching that thinking, come on. But then again, I know Southgate is a defender. That's what he is. He has a defensive mindset. As Mr. Eric Castillo just said, the guy plays not to lose, not to win. He plays not to lose. So, I wasn't surprised.
Controlled the game. England throughout the whole tournament, he was never going to go away from his methods. England played pragmatic football because pragmatic football got Portugal to win and France to win the World Cup. And the biggest thing about England is that England look to control the ball. They don't want chaos.
I know.
Let me finish. They press. That's why England press. The first 15 minutes of every game in this tournament, England go out to press. England go out. They don't want any chaos happening. They don't want any chaos happening because if they go a goal down, the game goes out the window.
Indeed. But Nuruddin, you know, top managers have many ways of playing. They have many ways, right? And I don't see with Southgate, I don't see many different ways of playing. You know, you've got an array of riches on the bench, right? And you know, they're not being utilized because it's a very defensive mindset. Now, look, Italy lacked the quality in the final third. They just really lacked it. You know, I mean, it was a very scrappy goal, but look, it's very hard to sort of analyze this game without understanding the immense pressure both sides are under. Just immense pressure. So that's the thing. So that's why I don't sort of criticize the nature of the game because it was just high pressure. I don't criticize.
Final. You tell me an easy final. Like there's no final.
But look, but I'm talking realistically. Like Italy deserved to win the tournament because of their overall play. I believe that they were the best. They gave the best football consistency throughout the tournament. England, much as I love England in that sense of like, I'm glad to see that the players kicking ass and doing the business like never before. You know, I always thought England were quite lucky to get to the final in the sense that they had quite an easy draw. I never saw them really do the business and be tested against a seriously good team. You know, that's my honest opinion. No,
I think Denmark.
No. I was going to say the Denmark game was
Germany. Germany were a serious team.
No. This is not Germany of old. This is not a high level Germany.
I refuse that. Germany.
That is not a high level Germany. Come on.
Germany.
Hungary exposed Germany.
Germany just lost to France on a goal, on an own goal, and actually Germany were the better team against France, but they just didn't take their chances. Yes, I understand that Mbappe missings, and then what Portugal, who were the defending champions. I think England can only play what's put in front of them. At the end of the day, talking football, you can only play what's put in front of you. But to me, none of us on here saw England will get to a final, and England did.
Exactly my point.
England did. Of us we have to give it up for them. We have to give up for them, for those young guys. And the biggest thing for me is that the 3 who stepped up, they're gonna get racial abuse. I put the tweet out straight away before I got in.
Okay, so wait a second. So
we need to protect them. Majority of people. consciousness. Let me finish the point of consciousness. You know what's right or wrong. You know what's right or wrong. And those getting racially abused because when in 1990, when what's his name missed, when Waddle missed, when what's his name, Stuart Pearce missed, nobody came for them because of their skin color. When Southgate missed in Euro 96, nobody. But we all know the vile racists that are out there. They're already coming. And now my heart breaks for Saka that I have to go on and switch off his account on Instagram.
But Nuruddin, on a wider point, anyone who's lived in England for a long time, from the 50s onwards, understands that England has always been a divided country, right? We have the white people and the non-white people. We have a small amount of very, very good white people, and we have a large percentage of very nationalistic, racist.
I refuse to believe that.
Okay, no, wait, let me make my point.
I think the racists are a minority. They're not a massive majority.
No. What I'm going to say to you is, you might think they're minority, but the establishment press, which makes money on tapping into the jingoism, right? Because it keeps poking them to be more.
The media is racist. The media. You don't have to tell us that the media is racist.
But the media creates those people. What I'm saying, this is why somebody like me, who's born in England, lived there my whole life, I struggle to support England because this is the first England that I actually felt I could support because of the nature of the players. I have a lot of respect for the players. I love the manager. Southgate deserves a medal for the way he's conducted himself throughout the tournament. He deserves a medal for being the England that I want to support. But we still got the elephant in the room, what we look at, what we call gammon England. We still got those people. We still got those.
Listen, they're out there. They're
out there. But this is why I struggle. That's why
that's always going to be there. That's always going to be there. That's always going to be there, no matter what. That's always going to be there. But I think this England team, I fell in love with. I think we are moving as a country. We are moving forward. We're not moving backwards.
We are definitely moving
forward. So let's keep
2022 will be better. 2022.
Yeah, 2022
it will. I fully agree with that. We are definitely moving forward. We are. Yeah.
Rocco, would you like to come back in? Obviously, you're from the United States, and obviously there are a lot of racial strife. Racism is big over there as well. Obviously, with the Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. From outsider's point of view, do you believe, like some of the people in the comments saying that a lot of people don't like England because the xenophobia and the racism, and the media is mainly the media. Our media is racist because it's run by 80% of it is run by 5 billionaires, and they tap in and they radicalize
five right-wing billionaires.
Yeah, five right-wing billionaires, right? Who basically believe this is their little island and they can do what they want. But from the outside, how do you view the England fans?
England fans, like, personally, the people around me, like, they think like England fans are very like cocky, and like they think they're the they're the shit. Like they think like they're the ones on top of us. Like that's as far as like football goes, right? They think like they're like nobody's bigger than them. Like they're the biggest fish in the pond. That's how they feel. But in sport wise, like we know you guys are like very passionate, like for your country and stuff. But like,
Listen, thank you so much for ringing in, bro. Really appreciate that. And ring in again, definitely, okay? Thank you for giving us your defense, yeah?
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, thank you. Oli Bumbaye, come on in. What did you think about that game?
I thought the best team, the better team won it. And yeah, England scored early. Maybe that was a little bit of a hindrance because they started really well. Even after the goal, they were playing well, they were recycling the ball well, and then we just dropped further and further and further back, and it started to feel a little bit familiar, unfortunately. But you know what? Gareth should stay on. I think this team, will improve. I mean, 3 of our penalty takers still, look how it's a young side. It's a very talented side.
Yes.
So, there's a lot. Hindsight, just because, England lost and, it's not great. It wasn't the ending we want. It's been a lot of good work there, man. There's a really talented side.
The future looks bright.
And I had them down as I thought England would win this tournament. Partially, not because I'm a genius, and I know football better than anyone know, but my heart just said, this is a good team. And Gareth is an amicable dude, a relatable guy. You see how he consoles the players and stuff, you know. So there are some really good ingredients here. And I thought we could win this tournament. And I believe we'd win tonight. I really did. But do you know what? It just goes like that sometimes, unfortunately, you know, the way the game pans out. And you just got to accept it. But fair play, well done to Italy. And well done to the boys, man. You know, that's a semi in the World Cup, a final in the European. It's not bad going at all. You know, it's respectable. And I mean, I'm you know, an oddball here. Most people didn't have England down as getting to a final.
Yeah, of course.
So you know what? It's not doom and gloom. You know, the boys done good. They should come back and be proud and go again. You know, next year we got another tournament?
World Cup.
Yeah, World Cup
2022.
Yeah, next year World Cup, man. So, you know, obviously now we're deflated, but life goes on. Football moves forward, and you know we're in good stead.
You know, for me personally, I'm quite worried about Marcus Rashford's career, man. I got a feeling that, I don't know, I can see him on the decline. Something's not right there with him. Like, I look at him and it's just, something's just not right. Yeah,
he's injured, isn't he?
Yeah,
the one
he needs
thing
a
I'll
rest.
say though, Mo,
He should not.
He's not started a game in this tournament. You bring him on, extra time. He has 3 minutes. He has about 3 minutes. Run around. He has a couple of touches on the ball, and then you expect him to take a penalty. He's not had any time in the game at all. He's had no starts. Sancho, I can agree with. He's had a start against Ukraine and he's had minutes, but no starts at all. Hardly any minutes. And you expect him to take a penalty like that?
Yeah.
No, but to be fair,
point. No, it's a fair point, Nordin. It's a fair point.
That's a fair point. Rashford has taken a penalty though, but in a high pressure situation.
No, you can't blame any of the misses. You can't blame any of the players.
You can't blame.
Listen, Belotti takes penalties for Torino, right? He's the penalty taker. He hardly misses.
Jorginho
is one of the best penalty takers in the world.
Yeah, you know what? He missed as well.
Can you just come in, please, on Rashford? To me, the biggest blame Rashford goes with Oli, me personally, because he plays him, he overplays him. He also blame Rashford himself. Because before the tournament, I added Rashford on Twitter, and that tweet got reported. And my tweet got reported, and my tweet got deleted. Because I said, Rashford, please don't go to the Euros. You need the shoulder injury. You need the ankle injury. Please, you need to rest and be ready for next season because we're afraid of defending you. And that, you know what I mean? We're afraid of always, not afraid, but we're always sick of defending you and your form. But Rachel, where do you come in on that? Because for me, Rashford and even Rio Ferdinand has said, you need to speak to all people like Michael Owen because their career ended because they had injuries.
No, I agree with what you guys said. I don't think he should have gone to the Euros. I understand why he went. Obviously, he wants to be there. Like he's very much a player who will step up when required, no matter what. Which is something that I really admire about him. Even though it's something that really he needs to sort of settle down with, because it like you said, it could cost him. And all throughout this season, even though he's been injured, even though we've seen him on the pitch after like 70 minutes in pain when he's walking around, not being taken off. I understand. Look, Oli should get a lot of criticism for it, but I tell you something, Rashford should as well, because Rashford's the one saying, you know, boss, if you want to use me, like I'm here. Do you know what I mean? And we know how important Rashford is in our team. I mean, he put up, even though his performances haven't been great, he's still put up numbers to help us get to, you know, second place and to the Europa League final, etc. So, I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, can I ask you? Yeah, I'll ask you a question. Do you think in some cases players have to be protected from themselves? Because if they're not going to make the decision themselves, they have to just be saying, right. I've said it before where we've looked at it with the England squad before we even went to the tournament. Henderson and Rashford, neither of them two should have gone. I don't care if they're going to get fit in a couple of weeks. They should not have gone. Ward-Prowse and Jesse Lingard were destined to go into this team. Two players who are fit have had brilliant seasons toward the back end of the season. Brilliant seasons. And he didn't take them. Rashford needs 2 operations. Regardless of whether he says I want to go or not, slam the door and go and get your operations, Marcus.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Especially with the England thing. I think with the way United is, like when we had that injury to say like for Martial, for example, and then obviously Pogba got injured around what was it, February time. I mean, we would start playing players like Daniel James, Cavani, and who are we playing on the left because we don't have enough depth in our squad as well. And Rashford just stepped up, and Ollie needed to use him because remember, think about where we were at the time as well. We were around first, remember. So even though we weren't going to win the title, and we all know we weren't going to win the title, at the time Rashford was crucial. Rashford and Bruno were crucial because a lot of our best players were injured. So don't get me wrong, I agree. Ollie probably shouldn't have used him, or at least used him less, especially in the games like the Europa League second legs and stuff where he should never have been brought on. Things like that, I agree.
Ollie's let him go. You know, he's let him go to the Euros.
That's what I'm saying. That the Euros, he should not have gone to the Euros. I absolutely agree.
I think
the Euros.
Can I just make a quick point to the people in the comments, please, guys? Right, we're all therapy army here, right? Less of the condescending things to the panelists. Because nobody said England's going to win the World Cup on here. Nobody said that.
No, we never said that.
They're going to go there and going to win. I said, England have
anyone said those words.
And they will be better for it, having experiences and gone to a final. So please, put out the condescending, right? Yes, at the end of the day, England only can beat what's put in front of them.
And by the way, there are no monsters from South America because if you watch the Copa America, the quality of that tournament was horrendous. Like League One championship level tournament, even with Messi and Neymar and the rest of them in there. So there's no monsters from South America, believe me.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, you've just made a point there about they'll be better than this. Look at this Italian team now. Their last two European Championships, when they got to the final, did they win either of them?
No,
they didn't. Exactly. Point proven there. Losing in some cases can be taken as a positive, even though it's negative at the time. Over time, it can be turned into a positive. Because, like we've said about players like Rashford and stuff, there's going to be this doubt when they take a penalty. They've done it when they've got the whole country watching, not just a club, a country. And when you've got that pressure on it, like Wendy's just said here about with mental health and mentally, they're going to be drained for the whole summer. You know, holidays, etc. You know, completely ruined.
He can now go and have his operation because he wasn't.
Go and get the operations, man. And get the operations. Sit on the treatment table.
And go on holiday.
This is to be honest. This is how I see Marcus Rashford's career. Number one, Ollie has let him down. He should have not gone to that tournament. He should have said to him, "Look, you're not going to that tournament. You're not fit. I have to protect you as a footballer and as your manager." As
legally, he can do that as well. The manager.
He should have protected
Football Club can legally not release him.
They should have intervened and said, "You're not going to that tournament. You're going to have that operation. You're going to get fully fit." The problem with Marcus Rashford is people have let them down, and if this continues the way it's going, he's 24. By the time he's 28, he'll be done as a footballer. And Man United, what's Man United going to do? They're going to go buy someone else, and they're going to get rid of him. He has to think of his career now. He's getting to that age where if these injuries keep on continuing, what Man United going to do? You think they're going to wait for him? No. They're probably going to buy someone else. Marcus, thank you for being a good servant, but unfortunately, it's not working out. Maybe you can try like an Everton, but you'll always be a legend here. That's what's going to happen with Marcus Rashford's career. If he doesn't, he needs to start listening to his body now.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to ask you guys a question, actually. I'm going to start with Rachel. Rachel, did you think Jorginho was lucky to be on the pitch? Well, what he did to Grealish? I thought that was a red card for me.
Shocking.
Again, I can't remember. Is it the one where he stepped on his knee, right?
Yeah. You see, like he basically stamped him, almost like a stamp, well over the top of the ball. I thought that was a straight red. Me personally, I thought he was very fortunate, but he's very clever. He started rolling around and pretending that he was injured as well.
You know what? I could see why a red card would be given. To be fair, it was a really, really bad challenge.
It was.
I don't really know what the rules are regarding things like that anymore.
No, because it's not being given it. In this Euro, I've seen people get sent off for just going over the top. Even if you got the ball, when you follow through, people have been getting red cards.
But the thing is, I don't know if he was because his studs went up because he's gone for the ball and it's like he's landed on the knee, right? I don't think it was intentional. Yeah, I don't think it was intentional. I don't think his studs were, and I don't think it was higher than the ball because his knee is not bigger than the ball, and his knee was on the floor. So that I don't think it was. I think would have been. I don't think it would have, personally. I wouldn't have given a red for it, but I can see why people would think it would be a red.
Yeah. For me, I've seen less than that in the Premier League and all throughout the football in the league. Less than that given because he was way over the top of the ball. And you can tell because the way Grealish slid, he slid already, and Grealish got the ball. But Ole Gumbaye, what did you think about that?
No, I'd go definitely yellow card on that, Nuruddin. When I watched it again, Jorginho, he's not high. He's obviously studs are up but over the ball, but the leg, once it's made contact, it continues a natural motion and then lands on him. But there's no intention to do no stamping, nothing. That for me is unfortunate. That's what it is. So it's a dark yellow. A dark yellow. It's not a red.
No, but it's not about the intention. It's not about the intention. It's about the recklessness. That's dangerous, man.
It's not reckless challenge.
Of course it is. He's studs out.
No, it's not reckless.
Reckless means that he wasn't in control of the challenge.
He was in control.
Yeah, exactly. That's. But I'm saying reckless means that he wasn't in control.
I agree.
I'm gonna tell all of you now. I saw Paul Pogba get sent off for absolutely less than that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, but there's going to be inconsistencies, guys, in football. That's the way it is.
Absolutely less than that. Paul Pogba, not even, the stud, the bit of the front of the toe, like in your toes before the studs, right? That bit there, he got an Arsenal player, he got a red card, Arsenal against Man United.
The PSG game where he got the 2 yellows.
Yeah.
They were BS challenges. Nothing in them at all.
I mean, we got Harry Kane here.
Lads, guys, you're gonna get inconsistencies in challenges. You're gonna be able to pick this and that here, but that to me is not. Nah.
If that's the Premier League, you get sent off.
For me, it's on slow motion. Maybe it's slow motion because they kept showing it again. Somebody who's had bad knee injuries, when I see players getting their knee stamped, maybe it triggers me. Maybe it triggers me. But it looked like a stamp, and I seen Gerrard do the same against Herrera, and Gerrard got sent off. He got
that's a proper stamp though. He's gone on purpose to stamp on him. That's the difference. This one here, when you make contact, it's not a bad challenge to begin with. The ball is there. Once the initial one happens, the leg does what the leg does. But it's not him doing it, going onto his thigh. No.
I personally think it's a red. I personally think it's a red.
Nah. Yeah, you could give it, but you're asking me. Nah, I don't give that as a red.
No, but I've been on the receiving end of those. Those ones.
Me too. We all have.
Yeah, it's painful, but it doesn't mean there are loads of challenges that aren't reds that were painful. To be fair, sometimes you're just unfortunate with it.
Just a quick question, guys. Where do you see this England team going at? Because now you've got the World Cup next year.
I think they'll make a statement at the World Cup. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I prefer. You know what? For me,
I prefer losing now. And excelling at the World Cup.
Yeah.
The world stage. That's the big one for me.
Yeah.
The Euros is the stepping stone.
Yeah.
You can be the best team in Europe, but you can't. But being the best team in the world, that's a statement to everybody, not just European nation. Everybody.
I think me personally, I think Southgate has learned something. I think now because England have got more progressive players, with tempo. The biggest thing for me, why I can't see England ever winning a tournament, is what happened in the second half. Because the intensity of the Premier League and the way that this season has been, every 3 days has been a game, the players are shattered. Honestly, I think the first time when England do a winter break, proper winter breaks like the Italians have, the Spanish have, the Germans do, I genuinely think England will have more of a competition. But the way UEFA are going on, the way FIFA are going on, that they're almost like they're animals. They're worse than animals, these players. We've seen what happened to Denmark when Denmark had a player who died on the pitch and they got him brought him back to life, thankfully. But it was like, you got to play tomorrow, you lose 3-0, or you play, you play on now. They don't care. There's no player thing. But to me, England would have had energy. I think in that second half, Gareth Southgate, if he could take it back, he might think, you know what, I would have made changes to energize the team in that second half. In that second half, around minutes bringing on 3 players. Me personally.
I'm gonna ask you a question then. You said about developing that Jorginho type midfielder, the one who plays the ball, expresses the ball, plays these sort of passes. If England developed that player, would your mindset then change in they could actually win something?
Yes, 100%.
They could achieve something.
Paul Scholes,
that is the missing puzzle, missing key in the puzzle.
Yes, I'm telling you now, prime Paul Scholes, even Paul Scholes that came back from retirement, the tempo would have been dictated. I'm telling you now, if he's got two runners, 2 guys who can do the physical work, like, you know what, we got to say for Rice, I thought Rice was terrific. The best game I've seen him ever play. Hands down, tonight. I thought Rice was one of England's best players by absolute miles. Tonight, he carried the ball, he dribbled, he ran himself into the ground, but he can only last it for 70 minutes, 60 minutes, and he was gassing out. Paul Scholes, for me, would have took the ball off and played quick one. That's what Paul Scholes did. He dictated the game and slowed things down and calm people. England don't have that player. They don't. They have tacklers. They've
only had one, and Paul Scholes is that one. So what Paul Scholes and Jorginho are, it's uncoachable. Okay, because their awareness, their peripheral vision, their ability on the ball, like everything about them. He wasn't Carrick was a great player, but he's not on the level of Paul Scholes.
He's a holding player.
Yeah, but Carrick did have that ability, but not to the level of Paul Scholes. England, the odds of them developing one of those players by next year is like 1 in a million. They don't have a player coming through that's anything like that. That sort of reducer player. They don't have.
You know who looks like that? It's unfortunate. He is. I don't know if he can become that player, but he's got potential. Is Billy Gilmour? But it's a shame he's Scottish. You know what? Big up Tom Sellers on here. Congratulations to Italy. Still proud of our boys. Proud of winning. There we go. Comment of the night. Comment of the night there. Round of applause for that, Tom. Yeah, that's what we're saying, Tom. Proud. To me, how many England fans would have thought England going to the final? I'm sorry to say, this young England team broke the hoodoo of not semi-final hoodoo. For me, that was it for me. Honestly, that was it for me. That psychological barrier to break the semi-final hoodoo was huge. And penalty people, Italy were a fantastic team in '94 World Cup. Roberto Baggio, who carried Italy, round by round, every game, Bulgaria, against Spain, against Nigeria. He knocked all these teams out, took Italy to the final, and when it came for him to step up, he missed. If those of you who don't know Roberto Baggio, there's a story about him on Netflix. You need to watch it. There's a film on him on Netflix. It looks the cheesiest film as hell, but give it a watch because I watched the reality of that. And I remember, and I loved Brazil that time because Bebeto, Romario, there was a young Ronaldo, and they played fantastic football. That's where the first time ever I saw 2 full attacking fullbacks. It was Caprio on one side and Leonardo on the other side, and they fully attacked. And he used to have a guy called Mario Silva and Dunga. Dunga, who became Brazil manager. Those 2 guys were like they were basically like the Rice and the more technical Rice and more technical Phillips. And those 2 guys would go and fill in. So the 2 fullbacks will go high and wide, and those 2 holding midfielders will drop into position and fill in for those fullbacks. To me, that was the first time I seen that type of tactics. I remember as a kid going, wow, the fullback's going up that high. But Leonardo elbowed one of the American, Brazil played US, and one of the Leonardo, I think the guy held him and Leonardo whacked his elbow and elbowed him. It's one of the most horrific injuries you see. He got the player hit him so hard that he absolutely was in a daze, knocked out. But you could see he's going to faint and stuff. It was horrific, and he got a red card. So
he did. Yeah,
he got a red card.
It's like with Mancini tonight, though. Let's be honest. Yeah. Let's be honest. Before the game, if you would have offered,
Tom, can I just hold you there? Tom, can I hold you there? Oli Bumbaye needs to go. Oli Bumbaye, can you please, Tom, hold that thought right there? Yeah, Oli Bumbaye, give us your leaving thing. What are you proud of the boys, the young boys? Southgate. The question is, can Southgate Lions, can they learn from this? Can they learn from this and feel better for the experience? Or will the pressure be too much on them? And could it possibly ruin, like Tom said earlier in the show, can this pressure and this vile racism and abuse that they're going to get, can this ruin them?
I can only hope that, you know, players, I mean, not just these young lads, this entire team has gotten to a final. It's never been in a final before. What I'd say is, will it ever fall so conveniently for England, for us again, with home advantage? You know, what was a favourable draw? I don't know. It was really there. But do I get rid of Southgate because he didn't win the final? No. I keep him, and I think this team is good, and you know, we just go on to the next one and enjoy it, man, and enjoy it. I think this England team is a breath of fresh air. Yeah. They play good football. You know, there's a lot of positives, and I can only hope that these young boys, all of them, the whole team, learns from this, knows what it is now. We can get to a final. And as far as racism goes, I mean, you're going to have, you know, donkeys, unfortunately, that have nothing better to do when they want to come out and do this thing. And, you know, all I'd say to those lads is you just ignore them, man. They don't mean anything. They're irrelevant. And you are football players that have done a great job, and now just continue. Just continue. Those things will pass, but your whole career is in front of you. Just continue. You've done yourselves proud, and you know, it's you lost. That's life. It happens. There's no need for anything drastic. You know, we go on holiday, relax, come back. We watch the Premier League. Next year we go World Cup, and then that's it. You might never win it, but you know, let's get there and let's see what we can do. But Southgate stays, and this team is good.
Yeah, thank you so much. Tom, go ahead.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
See you, mate.
See you later. No, what I was going to make the point about Mancini. Tonight, if you offer him Harry Kane, you offer him some of the England players, regardless of the players that he's got there, he would take Harry Kane in that team ahead of players like Immobile and Belotti straight away. No questions asked. But the only threat that Italy posed tonight, and it was one player.
Chiesa.
Thank you. The only player that caused England problems tonight, Chiesa. And reason being was, when you try to revert back to the back four system, it doesn't even up with Italy. It doesn't even up at all. Like when you said when they bring on the three players and they have the three technical players just sit behind, and you've got Chiesa running this, that, the other, running the show almost. That's the sort of thing that we should have been seeing Mason Mount do. Mason Mount was not even in the game tonight at all. I don't even think he was in the game at all tonight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Mount. But you know what? To be fair, he occupied the space. I know what he was doing. He was trying to get on Jorginho and tried to get Jorginho to be on the ball. And Harry Kane was doing something similar. To me, the biggest thing I say, England gassed out and more energy. Harry Kane, look at all the games he played. Rashford carried injury. Sterling was only the fresh guy. I don't know where he gets his fitness from, but because he didn't get played. City didn't play him a lot. A lot of games he was on the bench for City this season. So
go on. No,
but to me, it shows. To me, the biggest disadvantage to England is the winter break. I'm a believer in that. In the Premier League, the pace of the league, you need for England team to do well. You're gonna need a winter break because at the speed and pace that Premier League's played on. And majority of the big six or the big teams in this country are happy to be about them and England team not to be that way. If you look at in these other leagues, they've got one or two teams, but there's not 6 or 7 teams who are or 5 or 6 teams who are battling and fighting every weekend. And the pace of the Premier League is totally different to the German, to the Italian, to the French, to the Spanish. It's totally different. Honestly, I've been in Spain and watching the game. The pace is so different. It's incredibly different.
In England, you don't have that time on the ball. Like all these, like this is why I've said if Messi came to the Premier League, creatively, all these assists and all these goals, regardless if he gets 30 plus goals or whatever in La Liga, that breaks in half because he doesn't get that much time on the ball to pick his spot or anything. Regardless of the quality, speed breaks these players out.
Yeah.
Go on.
Tom, guys, Susi Baka, can you please, can we stop having a go at each other? I know that England lost tonight. We know the players who are getting abused. I've just seen Calazalini. I don't see any connotation connotation saying it's fact. I think this speaks a lot about. I don't think this speaks a lot about his internalized racism. I'm sorry about Sus Baka, but we already know the tweets are already out there. Are you not on social media? Are you not saying the racist abuse, the monkey emojis that Rashford is getting on Instagram and Sancho's getting, and Saka has had to disable his Instagram? I'm sorry, but I don't think Khalis Ramadan has any internalized racism. He is a Man United supporter, and he's feeling for all those players who are going to get richly.
Come on,
and that is a fact. That is a fact. In this here, we don't start fighting each other in the comments. We don't blame each other. We're here to have a constructive conversation, and this is what this channel is for. Rachel, I'll go to you on this one. Do you think, how could I phrase this question? Do you think that I have a point about or do you think that that's just because I've watched a lot of football, I've always realized that in tournaments, England always gas out. I remember in Portugal, England, when without Rooney gets in, Rooney got sent off. England don't look at. England always have to have this guy who gives the rest of the team energy. And when England, they don't have the energy, they just, the other teams look fresher because in their league, it's not 100 miles an hour and go.
I don't know, because there are quite a few Premier League players that are playing for the other international teams and they're not gassed out as well.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So I understand the point, because obviously all the English players apart from Sancho and Bellingham obviously play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the. I literally think today come down to it. I think today literally came down to when Southgate switched his formation. He should have taken off Mount and put on Grealish.
Yeah.
That was it for me, because I think Mount isn't a 10. Watching him, he's not good enough as a 10. I'm sorry, he's not. His threat in the final third is minimal, absolutely minimal. He was awful. Dribbling. He's the whole tournament. He's been poor as a 10. Every time they play like a 4-2-3-1 or they switch back to a 4-2-3-1, Mount playing in that 10, he's not creative enough. His passing isn't good enough. Yeah. His dribbling isn't good enough.
He was anonymous, but I understand tactically why he was in the team for.
But you know what the thing is, Nuruddin, right? I understand what you were saying as well, because obviously Kane dropped in as well to shut down Jorginho. But when you have Kane and Mount stopping Jorginho play, who's playing for England?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's creating those chances? Kane dropped deep. He had to run back and forth, because obviously when he drops in, he still needs to get into the box, remember? So, and Mount, as I said, like he went towards the left side quite a bit today, obviously in the beginning because of the way they set up. But he wasn't doing anything. It was all Luke Shaw on the left. It was unbelievable what I was seeing from Mount. He was horrendous today.
I don't know what it is. It's maybe the style of football that we play, because we don't have that like Scholes player, that Jorginho type of player. We don't have those guys who take the sting out of the game and calm everybody down and just play and rest on the ball, because you know what, some teams can rest on the ball. That's how you get energy. You reserve energy. I thought England did that well against Germany. I thought England reserved energy. I thought England did that against Denmark, but Denmark, they were on their feet. The reason why England are fighting each other is because England fans have been drinking from 11 o'clock today. Some of them have been drinking from 11 o'clock today. Let's not get away from that, guys.
The thing is, Jack, even against Germany, right? Let's be honest. Okay.
Change it,
Yeah. England defended fairly well, but again, creatively in the final third, they were not good enough.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Exactly. And the thing is, people will say, "Oh, it was part of the game plan." I'm sorry, right? But if you have one of the best players in the Premier League, and he is Jack Grealish, he's been fantastic for the past couple of seasons now. He's creative, he's dynamic, he does everything you want a 10 to do. And people say, "Oh, he only plays on the left." Yeah, but people say he only plays on the left, right? He can play on the left or in the middle. He can play on the right as well. He does everything you want from a 10, and he's levels above Mount. I get the work rate thing, but sometimes you need a player who's creative in the 10.
I said it, Rachel. I've been saying it all throughout. The biggest problem that I had with Southgate, I thought sometimes Mount Grealish should play, because Grealish sometimes, it's not about from the left. He should play through the middle, because when you've got a guy who wants the ball anytime, any place, and who's comfortable on the ball, can carry that. I just don't know why he's stuck with Mount, because Mount played well for England during the qualifiers, and everybody likes Mount. Behind closed doors, we don't know. But every manager loves Mount. But in this tournament, I didn't see Mount in making changes. And obviously, I personally think he must have got corona, because it seemed weird that Billy Gilmore's hugging, his manager's hugging him, his Scottish players are all having shower with him and hugging him. But then the 2 England players have to isolate. They must have tested positive, but they didn't want that news to get out. That's why they have to self-isolate. I personally think like that.
No, but the thing is, he wasn't lacking in energy, Mason Mount.
No.
Which is what normally happens when you have coronavirus. It wasn't like that. He had the energy, just not the quality.
The quality, 100%. And tonight, I thought the tactic was wasted because Sterling is so much better on the left, and then he's on the right, 100%.
Even though we're saying about all these formations, though, the one thing that I will say, I don't think Gareth Southgate coaches these players for the 120-minute mark. And I'll tell you one reason why. When you're in these major tournaments and these sort of situations, you do not train. When you're doing training sessions and fitness sessions, don't train for 90 minutes. Train for 120. Regardless if you get knocked out, you don't make out. Train for 120 minutes. Because you never know when it's going to need to cut. The one thing that I will say, put rivalry aside 1 second. One coach that I will say, fitness-wise, gets it pinpoint perfect. Marcelo Bielsa.
Yeah,
Marcelo Bielsa. Fitness. When he trains those Leeds United players, even Calvin Phillips has said it. Even when he did the interview with TalkSport for England, when he trains those players, he trains for 90 minutes. He doesn't train for 90 minutes. When they asked him the question, are you trained for 90 minutes or etc.? No, we train for 120 minutes. We play 2 matches. We play 2 matches back to back, no rest.
Yeah, you know what it's called? You know what it's called, Tom? You know what that's called? They call it murder ball.
Murder ball. Thank you. Murder ball.
They did something called murder ball. Yeah,
that's the Argentinian style of playing.
Yeah. Listen, Rachel, before you go, thank you so much for coming on, sis. Really appreciate your view and your analysis. Thank you. Enough love.
Yeah, thanks.
I hope the exams are going well. Please, can we smash a like for Rachel on this, and can we wish her good luck on her law degree exams, please?
Thank you.
Law degree exams, people. Rachel, your last view, because somebody just said it on here. It was Tom Stella. He said it's our media. He said the pressure gets to the players. He says what he said. What do you think to that? He said, yeah, we do gas out, because that's one thing I've noticed about England players. They do gas out. Yes, we gas out. I think it's a mental thing that leaves us strained. I blame the media for this. Do you think the media is a lot to blame for this?
I don't know. Again, every country has it. Like, I've got a friend who's in France, and the media was the same with them. Like, the amount of pressure they put on the players, especially as World Cup winners. Germany, I imagine, is the same. Even though they're realistic about the team, they still expect better. Even Turkey, like, all of the fans were fuming at the performance of Turkey, and they're not even a massive nation. Do you know what I mean? I think every nation has it with the media. Obviously, we don't see it in those countries, but I think every nation has it, to be honest with you. Because we live in England, we see it more, and we just think that it's the worst in the world. But I imagine it's like that with every nation, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on, guys. And
big love.
Yeah, big love.
Big love. Good luck with the exams. Good luck with the exams. Loads of love, man. Loads of love. Loads of love. Guys, we're going to wrap it up because we've gone over an hour and 10 minutes now. But big up to everybody. Julia, good luck. Oh, Julia's I've had my first vaccination on Friday. I'm glad that how are you feeling? I hope you're feeling a lot better. But yeah, guys, I just think the reason why England fans are fighting is because England fans get giddy, start drinking from early. Like I said, it's been a really tough year. It's been really tough years. But for most of the countries in the world as well, not just here, because the global pandemic.
What's going to happen when they go to Qatar?
Well, it's going to be winter, and it's not going to be that hot. It's going to be about in their 20s, I think.
They can't drink like that. Oh, they can't really in Qatar. You know how they are over there.
Well, no. Qataris said people are allowed to drink and stuff. You can be able to drink, yeah.
But it is still, with over there, you got to be careful.
Listen, all I'm saying to England fans who think they can go over there and get giddy. Yeah. It's like you get locked up, mate. You might not come out. You get buried in that desert. You ain't never coming out, pal. You're never coming out.
I think next year, I think in the next World Cup, Jadon Sancho is going to be a major player. You watch.
Let's hope, guys.
It's a good tournament. And, you know what? I've enjoyed this tournament. I've enjoyed the therapy. I've enjoyed the phone calls. I've enjoyed this whole journey with you guys.
We love you as well, brother Mo. Mo 07. We love you. Mo 77, mate. It's like He likes it stirred, mate. Stirred, straight and stirred. You know what I mean?
It would have been nice because you know what? Today, it was my birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Mo!
Yeah,
happy birthday.
No, thank you. So I woke up. I'm a big UFC fan. So
Yeah.
I woke up. I saw McGregor lose, I was a bit upset with that. I'm a big Roger Federer fan, so I wanted not Djokovic to lose. He won, so I was a bit upset with that. And then I wanted England to win, and they lost. So it's
not been a good day then.
No, it's been horrible. Horrible.
Well, hey, Mo, you're on here. You're laughing about it.
Yeah.
So it's a good day. It is a good day.
I'm alive.
Exactly.
You guys,
Exactly.
we're on the United Therapy. It's
Exactly.
good.
Exactly. Guys, on your way out, please smash a like. Subscribe
come
to
on.
the channel if you're not subscribed. We're all here, people. And we've got to say, Chiesa was amazing for them. I thought Benucci was amazing. I thought Giolini, they grew into the game. I thought they were brilliant. So we congratulate man like Mancini, put rivalries aside.
Yeah.
We congratulate Italy. You already know on here on the United Real Therapy. I said they were the team. I said that. I said they could be a dark horse, but then I'm like, and then I thought about it. I thought Italy are never a dark horse in the competition. I said Italy could be hard to beat, and there they were. So it was a fantastic competition. It was a brilliant to see it. England might not have that chance again ever, maybe to try to host it, having played 6 out of the 7 games at home. England can only beat what's put in front of them. I think Sterling, has been terrific for England, except for today because he was in the right position today.
I'll laugh my head off if they go and win the World Cup next year. That'll be so funny. I'll forget the year. That'll be joke. If they win the World Cup, look, if they win the World Cup, then I don't care about any other tournament. They won the World Cup.
Always forgotten.
Yeah, everything's forgotten.
Yeah.
And I think they can do it.
People are wishing you happy birthday, Mo. Happy birthday.
Thanks. No, thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Tom, last word on the show for you, brother.
Yeah. Well, I'll just basically reiterate what everybody said. Like we said, the next major tournament, obviously the Qatar World Cup. I think going there. I look at a lot of the squads. I look at France, especially. A lot of their players, their quality players, are aging. I know they've got a couple of good youngsters coming through, such as Camavinga and Koundé, and players of this ilk and this quality. But I still don't think they fill the void of players like Kante and Pogba and all these kind of players, Griezmann, Benzema. They still don't fill these sort of voids. Mm-hmm. And the only team coming into this tournament I always said was the one team that I wouldn't have wanted to have faced was France. I think I would have taken my chances against any other team but France.
Yeah.
And for once time, I can actually put it right and I can say, yeah, I've been proved wrong. But being proved wrong is almost as good as being proved right. Because when I look at it from the perspective of people come into this, Southgate should have gone after the World Cup, it were abysmal, this, that, the other. He's been in the exact same situation that Saka's been in. The exact same similar situation.
Yeah.
And that embrace at the end, he didn't look at any other player, went straight to Bukayo Saka. First person he went and spoken to. Now that is a true manager there.
That's a leader.
That is true coach, true man management. Tactics, football aside, true man management. Yeah. What you do that. Mancini would have done the exact same thing with all of his players that missed if they would have lost the game. Exactly the same thing. And that is how you play. That is how you coach football.
Exactly.
And that is how you inspire people.
Exactly. And Southgate, for me, to me, tactically, this England team has to be a bit more progressive. Grealish, when he has to make the substitution at the right time. But for me, everything else outside of the pitch, when it comes to racism and discrimination, he's been
100%.
Absolutely the best England manager I have ever seen in my lifetime.
Deflecting media attention.
The leadership he's shown. And I think him and the players, now the FA needs to get behind him and get behind this young team and give them every resource. But I'll go back to the same thing. And I'll go back to the same thing. I think a winter break's needed in this country. I'm telling you, winter break is needed in this country because I see the pace of the Premier League and the amount of games we play in the Premier League. And these competitions, you need to have a bit of freshness to the players. You need that bit of freshness. But anyway, big up to every one of you, Therapy Army. We never miss out. We're here at the darkest moment. This is why the channel is the Therapy Army. That's why the Therapy Army communities come together and we have our say. We dissect it. We look at it. At the end of the day, those United fans, and if you're a conscious human being and you're a football fan and you love football, please make sure when you see any racist abuse directed to Saka, to Sancho, to Rashford, please get there and make your voices heard. Okay?
Even to anybody.
Or to anybody. Yeah. Racism is foul. Homophobia is foul. Xenophobia is foul. Anti-track is all of those hate, all the isms, all of the hate. You hate human beings for something that they cannot help. Something that is not their fault and they can't help. That is bad. Bigotry is bad. At the end of the day, this world needs more love, more compassion, more love. And the only people we don't give it to is the Glazers. And
Neil Ashton.
Neil Ashton.
We don't abuse them, but we need them out.
Ed Woodward.
We need them out of Man United. But anyway, people, love, light.
Take care, guys.
Always. Glazers out. Win, lose or draw. Pick up yourselves. Therapy Army, you are absolute legends. Every one of you tonight. Every one of you. Legends. Look forward to it. Man United have a game next Sunday against Derby County. There you go.
Let's go.
Let's go. See you later, guys.
Love. Tom, Mo, every one of you, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Take care, guys. Take care, everyone. And loads of love. Peace out, man. Peace out. Thank you. Take care.